Admiral Zethkar's mandibles clicked in irritation as the human transmission crackled through the bridge speakers of his flagship, the Sovereign's Pride. The primitive species had somehow managed to intercept their fleet's approach vector, an impressive feat for such a young civilization, he grudgingly admitted. "Admiral, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force," the voice said, tinged with urgency. "You are approaching a restricted zone. Turn back immediately. The gravitational anomalies in this sector are not what they appear to be." The bridge fell silent except for the soft humming of the ship's engines. Zethkar's 6 eyes narrowed as he studied the tactical display showing his armada of 47 ships, the finest vessels the hegemony had ever assembled. Each ship bristled with weapons that could crack planets, shields that had never been breached, and crews that had conquered 17 star systems. "Humans," Commander Vexthul hissed from the communications station, his scaled hide rippling with disdain. "Their arrogance knows no bounds. They dare warn us of danger?" The fleet had been observing humanity for decades, watching as they crawled out of their gravity well with primitive chemical rockets. The hegemony had cataloged them as a curiosity, a species that showed promise but remained centuries behind galactic civilization. Their warnings about gravitational anomalies were laughable, coming from beings who had only recently discovered faster-than-light travel. "Admiral," came another transmission, this time from a different human vessel. "Please listen to us. We've been monitoring this region for months. The dark matter concentrations here create unstable space-time pockets. Your ship's exotic matter drives will resonate with the anomalies and—" Zethkar cut the transmission with a sharp gesture. "Enough of their prattling. They seek to delay our advance with fabricated warnings. Do they truly believe the hegemony's finest scientists haven't accounted for every possible hazard?" Navigation Officer Kilnara consulted her instruments, her tentacles dancing across the quantum sensors. "Admiral, I'm detecting some unusual gravitational readings, but nothing our shielding can't handle. The humans appear to be using primitive detection methods. Their warnings seem based on incomplete data." "As expected," Zethkar replied. "Maintain course. Deploy battle formation Delta 7. Show these humans what happens when they attempt to impede hegemony expansion." The massive fleet adjusted its formation, the kilometer-long dreadnoughts taking point, while the smaller cruisers fanned out in a predatory spread. Their destination was clear: the human colony of New Geneva, established just beyond this region of space. It would serve as the perfect demonstration of hegemony's superiority before the full conquest of the Sol system began. "Admiral, incoming priority transmission from the human fleet," Vexthul announced. "They're requesting one final moment to speak. Put them through. Let them beg." Captain Chen's voice returned, but now it carried a different tone. Not fear, but something resembling pity. "Admiral, I don't know your name, but I'm addressing whoever's in command. My grandfather once told me about a war where pride killed more soldiers than bullets. You're about to learn that lesson the hard way." "Your threats ring hollow, human," Zethkar broadcast back. "Your primitive understanding of physics has led you to see phantoms where none exist." "This isn't physics, Admiral. This is something else entirely. Something we discovered when we lost 3 exploration vessels in this exact region. The gravitational anomalies aren't natural, they're controlled. And you've just triggered the proximity sensors." Before Zethkar could respond, Lieutenant Mordak at the sensor station erupted in alarm. "Admiral!" Massive gravitational distortions forming throughout the fleet. "The space-time matrix is destabilizing." The bridge lights flickered as reality itself seemed to hiccup around them. Through the viewports, stars began to stretch and distort, forming impossible spirals of light. The other ships in the fleet appeared to waver like mirages, their hulls rippling as if made of liquid. "All ships, emergency jump to hyperspace," Zethkar commanded, his voice cutting through the rising panic.
"Unable to comply, Admiral."
Kilnara's voice cracked with terror. "Our exotic matter drives are resonating with something massive. The quantum field generators are overloading." Across the fleet, the same catastrophic failure was occurring. Ship after ship found their advanced propulsion systems not just failing, but actively working against them. The exotic matter that powered their engines was being drawn towards something vast and hungry that lurked in the twisted space around them. The Sovereign's Pride shuddered violently as gravitational waves stronger than anything near a black hole began tearing at its hull. Through the chaos, Zethkar could see his other vessels suffering the same fate, their energy shields collapsing, their hulls buckling under impossible forces. "Admiral," came Chen's voice one final time, now crystal clear despite the electromagnetic chaos surrounding them. "The beings that control these anomalies don't distinguish between friend and foe. They respond to exotic matter drives as a threat. We learned to shut down all our advanced systems when passing through this region. Your ship's power signatures just painted targets on your hulls." Zethkar watched in horror as his flagship sister ship, the Eternal Conquest, simply ceased to exist, not destroyed, but folded out of normal space-time entirely. The screams from 46 other ships filled the communications channels before, one by one, they went silent. "The humans knew," he whispered, his mandibles trembling. "They tried to warn us." The last thing Admiral Zethkar saw before the Sovereign's Pride joined its fleet in oblivion was a small human vessel, its engines completely powered down, drifting safely through the anomaly field to recover any survivors. They had been so focused on demonstrating their superiority that they never considered the humans might actually be trying to save them. In the aftermath, Captain Chen's report to Terran Command was brief. "The hegemony fleet has been neutralized by the same entities that claimed our exploration vessels. Perhaps now they'll be willing to discuss coexistence instead of conquest. Sometimes being primitive had its advantages."